enjoyment out of it. That's what I'm hoping to do when I revisit.
Wait. So Boy can turn himself into a cannonball.
Yes.
And kill the black blobs.
All the ones except for the mines.
Okay.
Because the mines, I guess,
I was
serve
about
as
to be like,
bombs.
what?
Welcome back to a boy and his blob. Alrighty, we got ourselves a challenge level here, and all we can use is the cannon.
Woof.
Oh boy. Alright, kid, I need you to aim.
Boy was just like, wait, no, wait. Wait.
Son of a bitch.
Well, because he keeps like bouncing off the wall.
Yeah, I
Like,
have
boy,
to,
are you
like-
made of rubber?
I have to aim it at the appropriate part of the wall, otherwise he's gonna ricochet right off. Nope, not that one.
I don't feel so good, Blob.
Joy. Just joy. Is that it? No.
Nope.
Hey, let's do the same thing over again.
What is the definition of insanity?
If I ever told you. There we go.
Doing the same
so
thing over
it
and
seems
over.
you have to hit
and
the
expecting
ceiling,
something different.
not the side of the wall. Whoops!
Blob! Too far!
Cannon above thin air.
My God. And why is it bouncing?
Alright, come on. There we go. Another thing I learned, you can just hit the side of the control pad and he can switch styles. You don't have to undo it.
Oh.
So that's always nice to know. I figured it out towards the end of the game, but hey, as the saying goes, better late than never. Fuck me. Fuck me.
So I landed on the spikes. I do really like this aesthetic, though.
Oh yeah, it's a very cool aesthetic. Like, I am beating a dead horse into glue here.
Yeah,
I love the visuals.
Yeah, it's
I
just
love
not the
animation.
gameplay. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the controls and the gameplay. I am not. I tried. Honest to God, I did. If you like this, more power to you. I do not.
Yeah.
I tried. I started enjoying it, but right now it's just like, well, I just want to see the end of this damn thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely alone. I'm one of the few that like see it as like a big issue, not a nitpick.
Yeah.
But there are some that be like, controls are a little unresponsive. There's moments where you have to rely on precise timing with an AI that is relatively slow.
Yeah.
But because, well, it's trial and error, and like there's unlimited continues, so it's fine. And like that may be in the
feel
regular
like
levels where like there's frequent checkpoints.
Yeah.
But these challenge
Well,
levels,
I feel like you would have more
Woof.
fun. You wouldn't dislike it so much if you didn't record it.
that is highly possible.
Because it's like, I know you get a lot of anxiety if you don't get something right away, because then you're like, oh, I have to do it again, and it's recording, and it's taking up time, and like, so I feel like there's a possibility that you would have enjoyed the game a little bit more if you weren't recording.
It's definitely possible, with that realm of possibility does not exist.
Yeah.
Because this will forever be my impression
Right.
of the game. Now, years down the line, if I'm ever stupid enough to revisit it without like any recording whatsoever, I could easily turn over a new leaf, because I've revisited games before that I just
Yeah.
wasn't ready for or wasn't in the right mindset,
Right.
and ended up really enjoying and being like, okay, so I'm no longer seeing it for what I wanted it to be. I'm seeing it for what it is,
Yeah.
and I can get more enjoyment out of it. That's what I'm hoping to do when I revisit.
Wait. So Boy can turn himself into a cannonball
Yes.
and kill the black blobs.
All the ones except for the mines.
Okay.
Because the mines, I guess,
I was
serve
about
as
to be like,
bombs.
what?
I mean, I was pretty surprised, too, when I was just like, oh, I can just blast through them. All right. Because, like, there's nothing else I can do here.
Boy's like, it's the velocity. I like that little stained glass window thing going on there.
I do, too. But that was something that I didn't like about the bird boss. You couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You had to use, like, the cannonballs to shoot it back at him. Whereas, could you imagine how much easier that boss would be if you could just fire boy at him? You
Yeah.
didn't have to wait for a specific...
timing.
Yeah, the timing of a specific, like, bomb to be in the right position of your cannon, which, like, you can control but can't perfectly control.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the mercy of, like, the position of your cannon to his cannonballs.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you could just fire boy and move on to the next phase, sure, it might be a little easier, but it would also be just a bit more tolerable, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But, like, again, that's where I'm just like, do I want it changed because I suck and I don't want to admit I suck, even though I just admitted I suck? Or is it actually a badly designed boss battle? I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I want to be.
You are a game designer, just not this type of game.
All right.
Not yet.
Not yet. But yeah, one of the things I would do if I made a game like this is, one, I'd allow more control of the AI character, or two, if we're not controlling the AI character,
Everything in the background stops
everything in
while
the
the
background
AI
would
gets its
have
shit
to
together.
stop while the AI gets its shit together. Exactly. Because, like, this, like, middle ground, it just doesn't result in fun for me. And I just wonder if, like, most of the praise is because it's just, like, a beautiful game. Like, visually, it's a 10 out of 10. Gameplay, it's closer to, like, a 6 in my book. Maybe even lower. Depends on my mood.
Yeah.
Depends on the day. I'm saying it now because I'm watching the footage. And I'm like, 6. When I'm playing, I'm like, this gets a 2!
You're like, -4, -4!
Because, like, there is that sense of, like, relief that I still get of accomplishment when I complete these tasks.
Yeah.
Most of them, at least. I'm just like, cool, I solved that. And then others where I'm just like, oh, I did what the game wanted me to do, just not at the exact moment it wanted me to do
That's
it.
where I live in platforming.
That's where I'm just like,
I'm like,
well,
you couldn't
shit.
give me just that one extra little millimeter.
So it's like, I don't know. I can't be the final voice of reason, but for me personally, this will never be a top tier game out of my taste of what I look for in a video game.
Yeah.
It's the game that I've had the least fun playing on the show, but it's not like the worst game I've ever played.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near, if I'm being
Rayman.
honest. Nope, not even Rayman. We have this habit of, as a gaming culture, but really in entertainment in general, but I'll just stick to gaming right now to finish this thought, of things either being like the second coming of Christ or absolute dog shit. And having played absolute dog shit, I feel like a lot of these terms are thrown around with games that are actually just kind of like, meh. Like, just not that good. Whereas there's a game called Bubsy 3D, released for the PlayStation 1. That is absolute dog shit. I don't know if we're ever going to experience Bubsy 3D, but it is, I say with no shame, one of the worst games I've ever played. Where the visuals, the controls...
Oh, look at the drawing of the spider.
Yeah, why was there no spider in this game?
It's adorable.
You had a drawing for it, but, like, not that I'm complaining. I mean, every other game seems to have a spider. It almost seems sad that they've broke the tradition. But, yeah, it looks more like a water strider.
I think that's what it was labeled.
Okay. But yeah, just my 2 cents on the matter. Having played a game where, like, every aspect is not working, that to me is a horrible video game. Where,
Yeah.
like, there is no positive. Whereas, if I'm like, I can see where you're going, but it's just kind of like,
Yeah. Meh.
that's where most games, unfortunately, fall. They're either like, pretty good, or meh, not for me. Meh. But again, that's my 2 cents. What would you say is your least favorite game out of all that you've seen so far? Or even played? Is it Rayman?
Playing Rayman, absolutely. Which is a
Okay.
shame because I think it's the colors and the sprites are beautiful. The music is really good. I love the concept, but like, I just do not like the gameplay like at all.
Okay.
And
Oh, come on.
watching.
Like, what was one where it's just like, oh, we gotta do another episode of this?
It's a shame that I feel like it's the one that I'm gonna say because it isn't a bad game,
Okay.
but it was my least favorite
Okay.
because of like personal discrepancies, and I would say it was Shantae.
Really? Okay.
And again, it's not that it's a bad game. It actually looked, in hindsight, like it was a lot of fun.
They're the same studio that made this. So it's funny that the studio made your least favorite
well, I don't
game
think
to watch.
it's-
Well, your least favorite game of the show so far and my least favorite game of the show so far.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's the studio. It's the creators. It's the decisions the creators have made, in my
Well, that's
opinion,
what I meant,
as to
the
why I
company,
don't.
Wayforward. Wayforward was behind this game, and Wayforward was behind Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
But they didn't write it. They just produced it, right? So, like,
See, I
they're
think
not
it's different
writers.
because they're a developer. So, like, they made the game, and someone on that team is the writer. The same way someone on this team is the writer of this. They're not.
But I know they're different people.
Yes, they're different.
Like, the
people.
creator of this game isn't the same creator, the same
The same
people that
writer.
made
Gotcha.
Shantae. So it's nothing, because
Right.
even Shantae, beautiful game, awesome music,
Yeah.
really cool concept, but it was just decisions made for characterizing
Yeah.
and dialogue and things like that I was like, really?
God in heaven.
And again, it stems from a personal thing, not
Right.
anything necessarily to do with the game.
Well, this stems from a personal thing, too. The game makes me look bad, and I don't like it.
Welcome to my world, Mario Kart.
Although that's not entirely true. Like, I have games make me look bad almost all the time, especially when recording. Like, if I'm not recording, I'll be like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And then I'll record and I'll be like, just do what you did last time. Nah,
I just
not happening.
like
That being said, it's just the frustration of, like, constantly battling game mechanics where you think you understand them, but you don't.
yeah.
Just results in
That is
not
my
having a good
entire
time.
gaming experience. I think I get it, and then I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
Blob.
Come on, Blob.
Blob's like, sorry, I'm in a tornado. I am only just a balloon.
I'm just a little black rain. Gonna dust that one off. When I used to do Sibling
99
Sundays, I'd sing that all the time. Every time I was airborne, drove my sister up a wall. Whether it was Kirby just like floating down, I'm just a little black rain cloud. Yoshi with the flutter kick.
Yeah.
I'm just a little black rain cloud.
See, like, I can't say shit, though, because how many times did I say shiny boots? Shiny boots! Shiny boots!
I've thought about, like, either as a recap or just like a special to, like, do a compilation of, like, our most ongoing jokes of each playthrough. Just to see, like,
We
the
recycle so many jokes.
ongoing gags of, like, each playthrough. And, like, when it's just like, well, we're kind of just going through this again. Let's dust off this old gag.
Well, like, sometimes we just quote other playthroughs. I don't necessarily think it's a gag, but it's just like we quote the playthrough. I'm a Sailor Scout, bitches! Like,
That's funny because that was only one joke,
Yeah.
one part. But you found it so funny
And
that
I
you
lost my
quote it
shit.
in, like, other in other playthroughs. Because it was just a spur of the moment where you were just like,
because she was-
Princess Tiara Power!
I know.
I'm a Sailor Scout, bitches!
Princess Shroob.
But, like, looking back at these playthroughs, there's two laughs where, like, one, I'm just like, haha, she found it funny. And the other where, like, even though it sounds like you're dying, I fucking love hearing that laugh. That's the one where you, like, cough and gag while you're laughing. They're kind of like,
Yeah. Where I can't breathe anymore.
That laugh breaks me all the time. And I'm just like, aw, it's adorable. She
trying-
probably can't breathe, but it's adorable.
I'm trying to remember somewhere I can't breathe.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Whereas you just have moments where I'm just like chuckling and then I laugh more about it after the fact. Like, you know, it would be nice if I could fucking see. Because I was just like, oh, she was pissed that moment. She not happy.
Well, we also, like, I laugh a lot when we're, like, when you're editing these or when we rewatch them, because sometimes your reaction to certain things is what's funny to me, or your lack of reaction.
That is what,
like when I
what
was
first
yawning.
Made you gag.
When I was yawning and continued to say what I was saying, and it sounded so stupid, and you were just like, well, I don't know. I mean, like, nothing freaking happened.
Yep.
No reaction.
That's an ongoing thing that I wasn't even aware of until I listened back, where you'll like yawn or sneeze or just like make a weird noise while talking, and I'll just respond to you like you didn't just
You're
sneeze
just like,
or whatever.
it's fine.
And like every time you listen back, you just like lose it because you're just like, oh my god, why is that so funny?
Oh,
Why did he do it? Well, you see, he was.
just no, like, acknowledgement. That is what like cracks me up, though.
Just gonna matter of fact it. That's all. Speaking of matter of fact, what in God's heaven am I doing here now?
I don't know.
All right, so I got some
Fuck them blobs, though.
switches down there.
You're
a rock
stuck
up
there.
and a switch right here in the middle. And there's my chest. My chest is to the left.
Boy's like, I don't know what to do.
Oh, Blobby boy. Come here. Thank you. No. See, I don't even... I understand why he, like, didn't turn into the cannon and reverted back. But why did he bounce through the bean? Like, he just ran past the bean. Why is that even a thing? Like, I clearly dropped the bean for a moment. I don't know. I don't like relying on character AI.
Yeah.
It's faulty. There's times where it works perfectly and I'm just like, nice, that's what I wanted it to do. But most of the time I'm just like, do this. No, not that. This.
Nah.
Because I know I've mentioned this before. There was a Resident Evil game I played with my father.
Yeah.
But he was the second player.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how shit the AI was until I played it another time.
Without him, yeah.
And the computer used my healing items without my consent. So I'm getting ready for a boss battle. I'm like, cool, I got 4 healing items. And she uses one. I'm like, I have 3 healing items for this upcoming boss battle. Swell. When, like, I only lost a sliver of health. So I was just like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the boss ahead. And she uses one. I'm like, why would you do that? Whereas it's still frustrating, but it's less egregious when it's like a human element to be like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Why did you? Because you can at least yell at a person.
Be like, oh, I'm sorry, my finger slipped.
Yeah, like, why? All right, we got to go back. But like for a computer, there's no sense of that not happening again. Whereas with a human, unless it's with a troll, they might not do that again.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's deliberate. But with a computer, I'm like, what's happening here? Speaking of what's happening here.
What is going on?
Yeah, I'm trying to put everything on the switch, but I think the Blob boy was supposed to come down here because of the spikes, because he can walk on spikes, and I should not. So now we're going to try to, like, cheat over the spikes so we don't get impaled and have to start all over again.
Oh, look. I've been impaled.
And I mean, so far it's going well. This probably isn't the way you're intended to solve the puzzle, but the puzzle is solved nonetheless. Come on. Son of a... Okay, that time it worked.
Meanwhile, Blob's like, I'm made of dark matter, so spikes don't hurt me.
That sounds like a Kirby game where it's just like, there's more to this lore than you think. One of the coolest thing about Kirby games is, like, the newer ones, when you pause the game on specific characters, you get more, like, bios on that character.
Oh.
So, like, if you're playing the game and you don't pause that much or don't pay attention or care, there's, like, very little lore. But if you take the time to like read through, there's an expansive, impressive lore of the Kirby universe. Like they took time to really develop these characters, these weapons, these environments. And like there's a reason behind it, but it's not necessary.
Right.
So you don't have to play them chronologically, or you don't have to play them all to understand the big story. Because you can still have a good time and know shit all about the story just at face value. But if
Okay.
you also want to know more about it,
Oh, he gotcha.
you have that option as well. Ah, that's nice. That's fine. And we're all the way back here. So, in the next part, we're going to solve this puzzle correctly. And, you know, eventually we're going to reach the end of this game.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but eventually we're going to reach the end of this game. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. Alrighty.
Toodles!